I'm so excited to talk about this week because you guys already know we got all bangers, so stay tuned. What's good, guys? Hunter and welcome back to Fragrance Hunt. I hope you're all doing good, guys. The week is over, which means the weekly rotation is here. And like I said in the intro, guys, we got so many good fragrances from Monday to Sunday that I can't wait to talk about. If you happen to be new to this series, I basically run down what fragrance I wore on each day, how many sprays I did to kind of weather outside, which we're getting to winter right now, guys. It's snowing outside my window, so I'm not looking forward to. And of course, if that fragrance got any comments or not. So before we get in my rotation, drop your rotation down below and see what you guys are smelling like, and let's get right into Monday. Monday happened to be in the low 50s and cloudy outside, and I pulled out Dior Homme 2020, one of the most important fragrances and one of the most sentimental fragrances in my entire collection. If you guys know, this was the first fragrance I ever reviewed on YouTube back in 2020. And at that time, this fragrance got so much hate because it replaced Dior Homme, got rid of the iris note, and kind of added a ton of isoe super. And I was one of the only people 5 years ago that loved this one. And still my baby from Dior, guys. I'll never live without a bottle of Homme 2020, and that's just a fact. I love it. Plus, it takes me back to like the beginning of my YouTube journey as well. So of course, it's gonna be important. But I'm curious, you guys like Dior Homme 2020, or were you one of the people that weren't the biggest fan of it? On that day, however, I did do 6 sprays of this one, hit up the gym, which this could be a pretty good gym fragrance. It's kind of fresh, it's kind of spicy, it's woody, and could just be a very good signature scent at the end of the day for pretty much all occasions. So yeah, that's what I wore for Monday, is my beloved Dior Homme 2020. Tuesday was in the high 50s and sunny outside, and I pulled out Matière Premier's Vanilla Powder. And guys, I must have been in my feels or something during the beginning of the week, because this is another sentimental fragrance in my collection for personal reasons. However though, standalone, guys, one of the best vanillas when it comes to niche fragrances, hands down. I love Vanilla Powder. It's very powdery, very sweet from vanilla, has that tropical kind of coconut vibe as well, and a ton of Palo Santo. So very creamy, powdery, and tropical, and this is so different. And a complete beast mode vanilla as well, guys. Easily to last you all day long. They came out with an extrait version in the black bottle of Vanilla Powder, and I can only imagine how strong that one is if this one's already a beast. On that day though, I did do 6 sprays as well with Vanilla Powder. Don't recall doing much on Tuesday. I was in the mood for a vanilla, so of course I went with this beauty right here. Have you guys tried this one? If so, what are your thoughts? Wednesday was in the low 60s and cloudy outside, and I put out the brand new Lattafa's Assad Elixir, which I literally just dropped my review of this one a few days ago, guys. You want to check that out if you missed it, because this is definitely my personal new favorite Assad within the lineup, guys. Over the original, over Zanzibar, and definitely over bourbon, which seems like a lot of you guys prefer. And when I did a poll, bourbon actually won, which did surprise me. That might honestly be probably my least favorite Assad from all 4 of them now. Now, Elixir's kind of a hybrid between a Boss bottled Absolute, which is the best Boss, alongside Sauvage Elixir or the OG Assad. It definitely has that original DNA thrown in here as well, which a lot of people don't detect or saying that it doesn't, but believe me, it's definitely there. Because you get that spicy kind of citrusy grapefruit opening just like Sauvage Elixir that starts to dry down to a smoky fragrance scent, amber, vanilla, patchouli, all that good stuff in the base. It's not as dark as Boss Bottled Absolute. That one's far more resinous. There's no bright nuances in that DNA at all, but it does dry down into the same direction, if you know what I mean. Very resinous and warm. Kind of like a fresher take on Boss Bottled Absolute is how I would kind of describe this one. It's still an absolute beast, just like you expect from the Assad line, and especially in Elixir. On that day though, I did do 8 sprays of this one. Even wore it to the gym. So that tells you right there, guys, that is not as dark and resinous as you may imagine from what other people are saying, because I would never wear Boss Bottled Absolute to the gym. Believe me, I might get kicked out. This one you still can, guys. Still signature scent worthy all year round. Perfect Assad, a beast mode, and smells incredible. Have you guys tried this yet? If not, you can check it out at perfumeonline.com with code HUNTER5 to save even more money if it's available, because this is selling out quick. Thursday was in the low 50s and cloudy outside, and I pulled out the hyped up Atralia Elixir, which I also just dropped my review of this one as well, guys. This is a seductive, sexy, and beast mode fragrance inspired by Le Male Elixir, of course. Having that kind of minty, aromatic lavender vibe that quickly dries down, very sexy, seductive from like all these resins. Like benzoin, amber, you also have vanilla, a ton of this tonka bean, plus Atralia actually adds this fruity pineapple in the elixir that you're not gonna find in Le Male Elixir at all, which I think is a pretty good added addition to the note breakdown. And for a fragrance well under like 40 bucks, this has got to be one of the sexiest options to go for if you are on a budget. Because I also did get a comment from my girl. She told me that I smelled amazing on that day. One of the best fragrances I've worn in a long time. Plus, it's very cozy and gives fall vibes, which is exactly what this one does. Perfect for the colder weather. It definitely kind of gives me like cozied up, Netflix and chill type of vibes. You can also check this beauty out at perfumeonline.com with code HUNTER5 as well, guys. And this one, like I said, for under 40 bucks is a very good choice to go with. Friday was in the mid 50s and rainy outside, and I put out the brand new Lattafa Nebras Elixir. And I don't know what's going on with the elixirs, guys, but I was pulling out so many elixirs this week. This one, however, is going to be this very creamy, milky, sweet type of fragrance, very much gourmand as well. And personally, not really the biggest fan of it, but it's good for what it's going for a fact. If you love creamy, milky fragrances, you had to check out this. Because of course you're gonna get vanilla, you're gonna get like this milky kind of white chocolate, sugar cane, this whipped cream vibe as well, and a little bit of florals with an ambroxan base. And for being an elixir and the scent profile, it actually works great, guys. Very strong, creamy type of fragrance. Now this is a flanger to the original Nebras, which I never tried, never smelled, so I don't know how they compare. But for creamy, milky fragrance lovers out there like Bianca Latte, you're gonna love Lattafa Nebras Elixir. On that rainy day, I also did do 6 sprays of this one. Like I said, the performance is great, which honestly I wasn't really expecting based on the scent profile, guys, because it's kind of airy, very creamy. Doesn't have any like density to it that much, but yeah, it performed easily all day long. I will be reviewing this one very, very soon, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Saturday was in the low 50s and cloudy outside, and I put out the brand new Riffs Season Drift, which is possibly my new favorite fragrance from the house of Riffs, easily because it's in the same kind of realm as Bleu de Chanel's Les Exclusives, which is the GOAT of all Bleu de Chanel's easily. And this has got to be the first fragrance out there that is very, very close to that scent profile, guys. And it's amazing. I really, really enjoy the drifts because it opens up with this kind of citrusy lemon zest and grapefruit burst immediately in the opening with a little bit of this kind of spicy pink pepper, but quickly dries down to this kind of leathery labdanum, warm resinous amber, and a little bit of this kind of aromatic sage with some ginger thrown in there too, just to brighten it up even more, guys. Like I said, this is literally fantastic from Riffs and my new favorite one easily when it comes to the brand. I mean, yeah, this one is so good. So if you love something like Bleu de Chanel, those blue style fragrances, especially Les Exclusives, you're gonna want to check this out. I promise you that. Now, I did get a comment from my girl. She said I smelled excellent for today. She also said that it kind of smelled like Christmas, which I don't know why she really said that, but I can kind of imagine like if you're wearing Bleu de Chanel with a nice kind of Christmas sweater, very warm, cozy, and really gentlemanly, it does kind of give off that vibe, but just like Drift. Just an excellent fragrance you're absolutely gonna want on your radar, believe me, with Seasons Drift. Wrapping the week off on it, Sunday was the coldest, crappiest day. It was in the mid 40s and rainy outside, but I was smelling amazing with Adamo Parfums Numero V, which I literally just got in the collection, guys. My first time experiencing this house as well, and oh my goodness, I fell in love with this one, guys. This is right on my alley because it opens up with this kind of roasted dark coffee vibe, mixed it up with this fresh spicy ginger immediately in the opening of V that quickly dries down to this beautiful dark chocolate, oud, and leather. It's a very dark take on a gourmand fragrance, and by far my favorite type of DNA when it does come to gourmands, especially with this, guys. I love it. Coffee, dark chocolate, rugged leather, and this kind of earthy oud is what you're gonna get with this masterpiece right here. Be warned though, it's not gonna be for everybody. You're gonna have to like niche, kind of artistic, unique fragrances to appreciate this, especially oud and leather, which thank goodness I do. Some of my favorite notes, of course, so I love this, obviously. And on that day, I actually took this bottle with me out shopping and stuff, so at the end of the day, I kind of did around 10 sprays of it, which you do not need that much, believe me, guys. This stuff is strong. It's also an extrait de parfum. It lasts all day. Also did get a comment, not a comment, a comment from my girl when we were out shopping. She told me that I smell kind of like tire shine, which honestly, it kind of does have this tire shine-ish vibe. It's primarily because of the oud and leather combined together, making it that kind of vibe, which honestly, I don't mind at all because I love dark fragrances just like that. But it could come across a little bit rubbery as well, kind of like something like oud wood, kind of has that rubbery vibe to it as well too from the oud. But just excellent, guys, and look at this beautiful bottle. Have you ever seen such a cool looking bottle like this? Come on, this is a work of art in and of itself right here. Well, that's gonna do it for my weekly rotation, guys. As always, if you haven't already, drop your rotation down below. I wanna see what you guys are pulling out for the week and smelling like. And besides that, leave a like, subscribe below if you haven't already as well. Because what are you doing? I got you with daily fragrance content. And of course, I'm gonna catch all of you back here tomorrow. Take care, everybody.